Hi, everyone. Welcome to another Healthy Minds live streaming meditation. My name is Jay. Just as we're getting started, if you want to share a little bit about where you are in the chat, it'd be nice to see that. In case you don't know about Healthy Minds, you haven't joined any of these meditations yet. Healthy Minds Innovations is a nonprofit designed to translate the science of well-being into actionable tools for daily life and organizations. So you can learn more about me, I'm Jay, and about the organization in the description box below. And this week we're doing a couple of sessions in the category of connection. So at the Center for Healthy Minds, the research has basically pointed us to 4 key ingredients or pillars of well-being. The first is awareness, connection, insight, and purpose. And so we've gotten together with Stephanie and Court and Richie and Peter and some of the other people that have been leading these live sessions and decided to kind of harmonize the practices we're doing each week. So this week we're doing connection and next week will be insight. So I thought, given the situation we're all facing, it's all a little bit different for each of us, but I think we're all affected in one way or another by this pandemic. It might be nice to do a kindness practice today. So I encourage you to notice your reaction to the word kindness. It's something that we have a lot of associations with. But one of the big misconceptions, I'd say, about kindness is it always has to do with other people. We tend to forget self-kindness or being kind to ourselves, which is a huge part of kindness. So we're going to do a practice exploring that divide. So whenever you're ready, find a comfortable position, whatever feels like it embodies your intention. So something upright and alert and awake, but also relaxed and settled in. If you prefer to close your eyes, you're more than welcome to do so. If you prefer to keep them open, just find a point and fix your gaze. And when you're ready, let's just start with a bit of awareness, a bit of mindfulness. You might notice the breathing. You might take a few deep breaths, or just open your awareness to whatever's here for a few moments. And just before we get started, bring to mind the reason why you've chosen to practice today. And let that inspiration guide you for the next 15 minutes or so. Try to bring that close to mind. And you might notice that this practice is an act of self-kindness in a way. You've set this time aside to take care of yourself. And that kindness is present here in what you're doing right now. Okay, when you're ready, I want you to bring to mind a recent situation in your life where you were touched by someone else's kindness. Might have been someone taking care of you, or you noticed a stranger doing something like holding a door open, or maybe moving 6 feet away so you could pass by on a walk. Anything like that. Could be big, could be small, but just an act of kindness that someone else did that somehow touched you. I'll give you a few moments to think of a situation to work with here. If you don't have a situation yet, just keep on exploring. Remember, it can be a very small act, like a kind word, someone just saying thank you. It doesn't have to be some big grandiose act. And once you've got something, take a few moments to really steep yourself in that memory. You might visually imagine and remember exactly what that situation was like and all the details. You might remember the words that were being said. And as you do this, notice any sensations in your body which might arise. So, what we're doing here is we're vividly remembering an act of kindness someone showed to us. And as we do this, we're noticing what arises in the body. We're not trying to cultivate any specific feeling. We're just noticing what arises. So you might notice nothing arising in the body. That's perfectly okay. You might notice subtle sensations like a little bit of relaxation, a little bit of release, maybe little tingles here or there. Or you might notice larger sensations like chills or goosebumps or a sense of flow through the skin, anything like that. Kindness is a word that has a lot of associations, but at kind of the base level, kindness is a part of all of us. When we take care of ourselves, when we take a break, when we have a nice meal, go to sleep. And it naturally extends to others as well. We often find ourselves effortlessly and instinctively engaging in acts of kindness for other people, however small or big they might be. And so as you reflect, you'll notice that other people are in the same boat. They're acting kindly very often. And so we're just trying to pick one of those examples and relive that experience and notice the emotion, how it feels to be taken care of or cared for, how it feels when someone acts kindly towards us. Bring that to mind in vivid clarity and notice how it feels in the body to be reflecting on that act of kindness in this moment. If at any point you feel drowsy or bored, I encourage you to potentially straighten up your posture at any time. If your eyes are closed, you might open them slightly to let some light in, to keep yourself awake. If you notice you lose track of the practice and your mind wanders away, that's perfectly normal. It's all part of the process. Just notice what happened, and when you're ready, bring your attention back to vividly realizing your memory of an act of kindness that you were touched by. Now, whenever you're ready, I want you to take that same quality of kindness that this other person or other people showed you, and I want you to offer that quality of kindness to yourself. So bring that same quality of kindness that others show you. And for the rest of this practice, we're going to offer ourselves that kindness, those kind intentions, that wish for ourselves to be okay, to be happy. If it helps, you can repeat a phrase like, may I be happy, or may I be at ease. You might also just use a single word like ease or love. Or if the phrases don't quite fit, you can also think more visually and visualize yourself being happy, visualize yourself in situations that make you happy, or even just let your mouth curl up into a bit of a smile. Sometimes that helps as well. Whatever feels appropriate and useful for you to really offer yourself this wish of well-being and happiness. If you're more used to awareness practices like practicing with the breath or the body scan, anything like that, this might feel like a different kind of practice and it may feel awkward or forced. That's perfectly okay. The idea is not any kind of magical thinking or hoping that some mysterious force will automatically grant your wish in the moment. But really, we're just exploring and experimenting with our mind. What happens if we really conjure up an image or a wish of our own happiness? What do we notice in the body as a result? How does that affect the way we feel in the moment? So we're really just exploring and experimenting here, wishing ourselves happiness, offering ourselves the same kindness that those we care about might offer us. Again, if it helps to repeat a word or phrase, keep doing that in a balanced, calm inner voice. If it helps to visualize something, visualizing yourself in a state of well being, then do so with vivid clarity. Or if it helps to just feel in your body, maybe giving yourself a slight smile, or just noticing the positive sensations in your body and focusing your attention there, that works too. So you have some options here. all under the umbrella of offering yourself kindness. There's no need to force something that feels awkward or uncomfortable. Just find the path that makes sense for you, that really captures an authentic wish for yourself to be happy, to be at ease, to be okay, no matter what you're facing these days. Taking this moment to just offer yourself a little bit of kindness. And for this last minute, in a final act of self-kindness for this practice, just let go of any effort to do anything. There's a lot going on these days. This is your chance to take a true break. Just let go of any attempts to do any specific practice or guide your attention in any way. And take this last minute to just be as you are. Whatever you're experiencing is okay. Okay, great. Take your time transitioning out of the practice. That might mean a deep breath or stretching up a little bit, whatever feels right for you. So there, we did a kindness practice. It's important when you finish a practice like this to just notice how you feel. Notice what the impact of that practice was. Even if it's nothing or if it's subtle, it's fine. But just taking a moment to reflect and notice. One of the things about these practices in general that I find really interesting is that there's this paradox within them. There's this conflict between the idea that there's something we have to do to improve ourselves somehow. We have to do these practices to get better at these skills, and that will make us experience more well-being. Yet that runs in conflict with these ideas that everything's okay the way they are. And in a lot of ways, the different approaches to these practices all have different theories and ideas about how to rectify this conflict. But for me, it's kind of a beautiful paradox that maybe there is no real answer, that you're okay the way you are, and part of the way you are is wanting to improve yourself a little bit, and that's okay too. So one of the aspects of kindness practice that I think is very important in a time of crisis like this is offering yourself a little bit of kindness. That maybe you're quarantined at home, maybe you're on the front lines, maybe you're dealing with an economic blow. There's so much to do, or maybe there's nothing to do, whatever it might be. There needs to be that moment where you take care of yourself. And it's this act of self-kindness that's basically innate to who you are, that we're all naturally kind to each other and kind to ourselves, and we just have to tap into that force that's already here. Kindness is already here, it's already everywhere, and these practices can help us tap into them, and the science is showing some really powerful benefits. So thanks for joining me. We have another session tomorrow with the wonderful Peter Weng, which will be on this channel, 8 a.m. Pacific, 10 Central, 11 Eastern. Hit the little bell at the bottom to subscribe if you want notifications about that. All the practices are recorded and accessible here, so if you want to do more practices, you can look at the video feed from this channel. And we have more sessions on connection this week, and then next week we're going to be going into insight. So thanks so much for joining me. Hope you have a lovely day, and see you next time. Take care.